No, it wasn't.
On the edge.
It's about to be. Well, it is now. Good morning. You are listening to the Florida Folk Show on Radio St. Pete, Sunshine 96.7 FM, WLMX LP St. Petersburg, where local music lives. Support for Radio St. Pete and the Florida Folk Show comes from the Will McLean Foundation. Established in 1990, the Will McLean Foundation is a nonprofit organization whose goals are to provide research, education, performance, and training to promote understanding and appreciation of the works of Will McLean and of other Florida artists. The foundation also operates the Florida Sand Music Ranch performance venue in Brooksville. More at willmclean.com.
Well, I am the man who carries the mail up and down Tamiami Trail. I know the hopes and I know the fears of the people who live in the last frontier. Smuggler Dave, he's paralyzed. His wife brings home men in front of his eyes. He stares out the window and prays for the day he can grab his gun and blow them both away. Oh, I am the man who carries the mail up and down the Tamiami Trail. I know the hopes and I know the fears of the people who live in the last frontier. Well, the swamp buggies are rusting in the Lord's front yard. Life's been rough for the Everglades bard. There's a woman crying in room number 9. Just another night at the Golden Lion. Oh, I am the man who carries the mail up and down the Tamiami Trail. I know the hopes and I know the fears of the people who live in the last frontier. Oh, all things must pass. But first, let's take one last flight low over the river of grass. There's only pilings left of the Gator Hook Saloon. Empty whiskey bottles sparkle neath the Everglades moon. They say Jimmy Hoffa is buried out there. Somebody knows, nobody cares. Oh, I am the man who carries the mail up and down the Tamiami Trail. I know the hopes and I know the fears of the people who live in the last frontier. Well, out in the swamp, the panther screams. Here comes man with his machines. The mercury's rising, the swamp's in pain. We're all praying for the cure of the hurricane. Oh, I am the man who carries the mail up and down the Tamiami Trail. I know the hopes and I know the fears of the people who live in last frontier. Oh, the people who live in the last frontier. The people who live in the last frontier.
We're rocking and rolling, strutting and a strolling, moving and grooving. Here we go live. Welcome to the Florida Folk Show.
Get ready.
We're glad that you tuned in on your radio.
96.7.
We're singing songs and keeping you up to date
September 13th?
on the things that are happening in the Sunshine State.
2025.
We've got stories, tales, and
Are
history.
you sure?
Sometimes a joke to go.
No.
You'll learn some things about Florida
Jeff?
That you might not know.
So tell everybody, everywhere you go. Listen to the Florida Folk Show. Everybody sing with me.
Welcome to the Florida Folk Show.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Okay. Now, that's the Tamiami Trail. We started that out because we have a special guest here today, Mr. Jeff Wichelow. His family moved down to Everglades City when he was just a child, basically, or a boy, and he lived down there for many years, and they operated the Golden Lion Inn. At one point, it was one of the only bars, if not the only one, in motels between Naples and Fort Lauderdale. And of course, it's not that way today, and the Golden Lion has disappeared into the bowels of the Park Service out there. They took it over. If you fly over it, you can still see the shape of it being just like a motel, but it's the National Park Service and the Big Cypress Preserve and all the different government agencies. That's their main headquarters out there. Jeff, welcome to the show.
Hi.
Yeah, get right up to the mic and
Or play to you. Do
Tell-
what's comfortable.
give us just a short history of the Golden Lion. When you first came here, it was a one place, and then years later, it turned into another type of place, basically.
Right, exactly. When my family came down here, they had the intention of
From where?
Michigan, Belleville area. So they come down here in Florida, and the reason why they did that was because my grandfather was retiring here, and he was gonna snowbird, go back and forth. So they ended up selling the company, which was Draw Tight Trailer Hitches. So that company was started in my grandfather's brother's garage, and they still have the company. They don't have it, but it's still, you see Draw Tight on the back of the cars on the trailer hitch. But the money from that they used to build the Golden Lion. So that's
that company was up in Michigan.
right.
So what
Belleville.
would possess anyone in those days to go all the way down and live in the Everglades? Really, there was not much down there.
Well, I mean, it was booming. It was like a big deal at that time. Everyone was moving there. There was the fishing.
What year was that?
In the late 60s, they were starting to get busy down there. I was born and raised there.
Uh-huh.
So when my parents moved to the Everglades, they didn't have any kids. And then they had me and my brother and sister.
When you say booming, though, it was agriculture, right?
No, I mean, there was water company, electric company. I mean, there was all kinds of companies that were all run by families. So it was like a family community. I think they said up to 1,200 people were there at some point.
Wow.
In Ochopee. But there was, it was getting bigger. I mean, I don't think it would have gotten that much bigger because it wasn't for everybody.
But there's really no other towns out there to speak of. Not like that.
No, there's Everglades City is the closest
Right.
place for food or groceries. But we would go to Naples for, all of our monthly food. We would go there once and come back, and then we would use the food for a month or two. Because Naples was actually much further than it is now. Because most of Naples was smaller and further away. It was a good hour to get there.
But then in the 70s, it became the Park Service, I guess, was deciding to try to get all the people that lived out there to sell out.
Yeah,
And,
it was. They were having a big buyout. They're trying to buy all the land out,
including they were going to ban the fishing from the
yeah.
10,000 islands and areas like
they
that.
banned pretty much everything out there. I even called the office one time and said, if I get a stick from the woods and I take it home and make a walking stick out of it, is that okay? And the lady just went crazy. She was like, "Oh no, you can't take anything out of the Everglades." I'm like, what?
That's crazy.
And then another case, a lady rode her bike and the park ranger yelled at her because it put like a tire tread on the dirt. She told me she's like,
God.
I couldn't believe how they've gotten, but it was they were our friends at the beginning, and then they slowly become our enemy, over time. But no, they put our business out of business and then took it off in the sheriff's auction.
Took what?
The motel. That's how it went down.
Oh, so that's how they got. What year was that?
1986 was is the year that was put on the plaque that was put on the building. Which there's a copy in my book of the picture of it.
1986 was the last year that they had a motel there.
I would say
the Park Service took it over.
84 was probably the last time.
And that was just at the end there, pretty close to the Operation Everglades and all those busts down there.
That was
had worldwide detention.
Yeah, I know a lot about that too. It's there's major plot lines that anyone could write about. There's the drug trade. There's the family business. There's all kinds of things went on at once, which is
I
bizarre.
don't want to really talk about that on the air because I saw your car parked out front, that big old Musk. What do they call that?
A Cybertruck.
No, that's not my car.
No, what was it?
It was a Cybertruck, but it's not his.
No,
How do you know?
I got a
Well,
Ford.
he just said it's not.
No,
Well, of course he's going to say that.
So the Golden Lion was built with intentions to have a family business, and then about 3 years after the Park Service started their operation to take the land away. So we didn't actually think they would get to that far because they were in the national park.
Yeah.
But then they slowly moved towards us, and they got us, and then they got land after that.
Well, I think back pictures I've seen of the inside of the Golden Lion way back when it was first set up was a lot different than the scene was when I visited into the Golden Lion Lounge during the Panther recovery effort out there, and that was in the early '80s, and the difference was the original Golden Lion was almost like a family place.
Yeah,
It had pictures on the walls, and it was a nice, well kept place. Almost like an Elks Club or something like that.
They had Tiffany lamps. They had
yeah.
That place was decked out when they first opened. But the people, my aunt said, they didn't really appreciate having that. But you can't really build a building like that in the Everglades and expect everyone to go, because my family has this vision of one way, and then there's the reality.
Yeah.
So,
well, that's definitely a dose of reality for your family when that started up.
yeah, I mean they the drug trade caused a lot of. Sorry to mention it, but
No,
a lot
I'm
of people changed money and also the way they acted at the bar, at the restaurant, and I got all of that information from my family and some from me, but it's just I think that was a contributing factor to the demise of the motel.
And there were actually on that road, on that Tamiami Trail from up there by the Loop Road, which is if you go out that road far enough, you'll get to the Miccosukee area, and there were at least 4 policemen that were killed. I've got I don't have it with me now, but I've got a list of the policemen. It might have been 4 or 5 that were just killed on the road. Shot or
my aunt said at least one person was killed or died every 3 months. It was a very dangerous area for one person, like an airboat, and people drink and then they drive airboats and crash, and some things like that happened.
Yeah, that's I just I'm amazed at though since you were considered a pioneer there or That was your hometown, so to speak.
Yeah, no, that's definitely my hometown.
So no one gave you any grief.
No, just my friends were the animals. I picked up every animal and tried to make it a pet. So I had all kinds of containers of different things like bugs, and we had birds and a raccoon once and a rabbit one time. My mom was always healing animals because they'd come to her sick. She'd find like a hurt rabbit or raccoon, or 2 birds fell out of a nest one time, and we nursed them back.
No boas, or
no boas back then. Tons of rattlesnakes.
Pythons.
No pythons back then. Rattlesnakes would end up in our kitchen. I mean, wrapped around the counter. I mean, all the way around. I'm like big rattlesnakes because we had to call the police to come get it out of there.
That's intense.
And then the police weren't really close by
write a book
either.
about it. Yeah. The police basically there was 9 of them. I think they said 8 were stationed in Naples and 1 was in Ochapi. So it's like if you called the police, they'd always say, "Hey, well, is it really an emergency?" I'm not kidding. So my family all are big. They're all big guys. They just handled a lot of it themselves. If there was any trouble in the bar, they just picked up the person, threw them out. They said, "You can't come back."
Well, it's amazing because I had no connection with that area until I went on that with the Panther group, the scientist with the recovery team, and over the course of 2 years I was out there quite a bit, and that's where I ran into the hermit, Leon Wilden, the Orchid Isle, the hermit that sold orchids out there on the Tamiami Trail. He was a character, and then around the edge there, going over to Goodland and down to Chokoloskee. All those people.
There's many characters out there. I mean you have to be a
them.
character to live in the swamp and survive somehow.
Were you there when the women were putting up signs around town saying men wanted? Because apparently almost the entire
they all got
every
arrested.
man in the whole area got arrested.
Yeah, I mean my uncle kind of told me about it. They had he helped them, I think, from what he said. I'm not sure about that. But, yeah, I knew about that, yeah. I was not aware of it at that time.
That made worldwide publicity. That and the thing with Toch Brown, who was a drug smuggler, famous old one, and he went in, served his time, whatever else, and came out, and they made him the Grand Marshal of the Christmas parade one year, and so that was on Time magazine, a big old story.
Wow.
Like,
See, I didn't know
it'd be
about
an
that.
amazing
Yeah.
thing that a drug smuggler would be the Grand Marshal, but where else but Everglades City, right?
I mean, it was like a regular thing for everybody. For a couple of years, they'd come to our business to drink and have fun, do cocaine on the bar, leave their cocaine there accidentally. All kinds of crazy things happened in the bar. A guy got stuck in the air conditioning duct trying to get to the liquor room. He was screaming help, and everybody's like, "Who needs help?" And then they found him. And and there was a lady that would come in there and randomly stab people. I mean, with a little knife, just like, "Oh, I'm stabbed." What happened? My dad picked her up, and he got stabbed. Like he was bleeding, and just literally tossed her out the door.
Oh man!
But she came back.
Was she a local?
She was local, yeah. But no, she was a local. But there wasn't many locals in there that protected the bar. So there's one lady named Midge. She fought her and dragged her by her hair out of the bar.
Oh man!
Yeah, there was a lot of women that were tough.
Yeah,
They beat up a guy really easy.
That's right.
So,
well, I mean, when I was out there, I got stuck in the bar one night. In fact, the book that I'm writing now, I've got a chapter in there called Crab Bait, because that's what they were calling me for like an hour in there, pushing me around, saying what they were going to do.
See, the thing is, back then, it was towards the end, the management wasn't us anymore. And so
Right.
that management did not care about the place. And so if my family had been there, you wouldn't have seen that sort of activity.
I talked to the manager there, and he said, "What do you expect me to do, man?" He says, "The only cop is up in it is down the road
It's
up
true.
towards Naples, and by the time he got over here, everything had people could be dead. So
it's like a Wild West town. Everyone had to fend for themselves, and they had the local sheriff was somebody deputized. At that moment, here, okay, they'll handle this.
So you mentioned you have a book. Do you want to tell us about that?
I did write a book. It's called "What Happened to Ochapi," which kind of makes sense. It's a question, like what happened. I mean, all kinds of things happened to it, and it's still happening. Like the alligator Alcatraz setup. That's
well,
the
now
old jet
people
port.
all over the world know where Ochapi is because of that.
Yeah, I mean it's been in the news a few times all over the years. But that my dad helped build that jet port. He helped move the rock to build that. But the book is kind of like I call it the facts, and then the second book I'm working on, which is called The Lion in the Swamp, is about the Golden Lion and all the stories around it and how it changed people's lives. So many things happened, and so many people were grateful, and they had great experiences there. So I want to uplift the family business part of it, but still keep some of the other stuff, the wacky. Just like one time they found some guy tied up his shoes were tied. He was in the laundry bin out under the stairs, and people thought he's dead. But he just fell down. I think someone played a trick on him. They pushed him in the laundry bin and tied his shoes. I mean, you never know what you're going to find.
So what, he's waiting for the
not
truck to pick him up? And
Yeah.
What a history.
There was somebody told me they went to have dinner there, and there was two or three people fighting in the parking lot, just fist fighting, just in a big. They just had to walk around them. It's like something from a movie,
I did Google Golden Lion Inn. I was, and there's actually one in New Jersey, and it calls themselves the Golden Lion Inn. I was gonna.
You sure it's not
I thought maybe
California?
it was.
Because there is one in California.
Yeah, this one's in New Jersey, and I thought, well, maybe that's the original one. Before we talked today, and then found out that they came in from Michigan. But,
there's no other one like this one.
yeah. Well, there's a Golden Lion down here. That's for one thing. That's what another name for the panther.
Well, all the people that know call it fighting tiger. Mm-hmm. So that's like the understood name for it that everyone knows.
The fighting tiger.
Yeah. But I mean, this story is kind of like all the facts of the people mostly the political plotline, the politics, because that's a whole other thing. Why would you take over the land? Why would you want all that? And part of it could be oil, because people were saying they didn't even think about it until they found oil there. So they've been drilling for oils ever since, pumping oil right out of the Everglades.
Right, and that was a big fight back in those days, because the environmentalists were begging the government purchase the rights to the oil, the mineral rights, and they didn't do it, and so that they had to pay for it exorbitantly prices years later to get those rights, and some of them wouldn't give them up, and that's what you're talking about. They are drilling for oil in certain places of the Everglades, and it's incredible, what an experience though, to grow up as the only basic organized town, except for Everglades City.
Yeah, they were totally separate people. They were they always make fun of Ochapi people, those people out there, they'll never survive, they'll never make it, whatever. There's a little bit of a camaraderie, conflict.
And Ochapi means something like farm.
I think it means farm or big field, Ochope. That's what they say.
What do you think, Rita?
I mean,
I think that's in Miccosukee, and I speak Creek.
She said that's in Miccosukee. She speaks Creek. Well, Bobby Henry and his family, the medicine man that for the Seminole Indians, he and his family live in Tampa now, but they were living in Ochapi, and he's the one that told me that meant farm. They were tomato farmers out there.
Yeah,
when they got the Tampa reservation, outside of the city limits of Tampa, right downtown they had discovered a bunch of bodies from an old fort that used to be there that were Indians that were kept there at that fort, and so everything had to stop, and finally they made a deal with the Seminoles, and then Seminoles got property on Interstate 4 east of Tampa in return for and then of course the city and the county and the tribe itself picked up all the remains and brought them out to Tampa and buried them on the Tampa reservation underneath a museum that they had built at the time, and so that's how I found out about it. Ochapi is that they were all there. So about 30 people. His family at that time was around 30 or 40 people. His extended family. They were all working out in the fields and everything, and making things, dolls and jackets and stuff like that. And now, of course, they all live. They moved to Tampa, and then when the Hard Rock expanded, they had to get more property, so they bought property in Polk County, Lakeland area, north of Interstate 4, and the government went ahead and gave it federal recognition. So now all those people that were living in Tampa are living in Lakeland, I think, except for Bobby Henry and his family, because they've been there so long in the same house. They're still in Tampa. But,
yeah, we had a lot of interaction with Native the population. They helped us actually build the Golden Lion, and they helped us in a lot of ways. Like they were not just customers, but they were friends. And they go down to my grandfather's house and have coffee with my grandfather and my dad all the time. Mm-hmm. So my dad was invited actually to the green corn dance, I think it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he got to see that. And
did you know Buffalo Tiger out there?
I didn't know him, but I heard of him before.
Uh-huh. He had a place on the trail there, from the Miccosukee tribe. Yeah.
My dad was friends with that Rainy Jim, who was like a chief, I think.
Well, Tim, what do you think? Why don't we take a break?
All right. Yeah.
And give Jeff a chance to have another shot of that bottle of whiskey he brought in his back pocket.
All right,
well, you have to act like you're from Ochapi,
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, we were talking about drug busts in Everglades City, so here's Everglades City, 1985.
And then
Everglades City, 1985. I'm doing better than most. All the men are up coast doing time. The DEA came and hauled them away. I ain't seen a thing's what he told me to say. My old man told me to say. Well, they put in the park and told us we would be fine, that we could still hunt and fish, but the government lied. Now you can't expect a good man just to stew when he needs a job and there's one to do. There's a good one to do. But it sure gets lonely at night round here for a fisherman's wife in Everglades City, 1985. Fishers by day, smugglers by night, the law could not catch what they could not find, and it's a full speed ahead in the dark without any lights. Fathers and uncles and husbands and sons, they loaded them up your way of life. In Everglades City, 1985. I went to see him in the pen last July. He said, kiss my baby, and baby don't cry. I'll get out of here and we'll get out of there. I'll find me a job that won't disappear. Then I won't have to disappear. If fishers by day, smugglers by night, the law could not catch what the law could not find, and it's full speed ahead in the dark without any lights. Fathers and uncles and husbands and sons, they hold them away for what you might have done. If a boat and a line and a fish were your way of life. In Everglades City, 1985. But it sure gets lonely at night, waiting on his time to go by. In Everglades City, 1985.
Wonderful.
All right, that was Sarah McCullough, Everglades City, 1985, and we'd like to thank the Will McLean Foundation for their support for the Florida Folk Show. The foundation produces the annual Will McLean Music Festival, featuring all Florida artists, monthly concerts, and they award annual college scholarships. The Will McLean Foundation also operates the Florida Sand Music Ranch. All right, we've got Rita now. Hey, Rita.
Hi,
Hey,
Rita.
how are you?
Good. How have you been?
It's good to be
Welcome.
here. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, have you told people about how they can see us on Facebook?
Oh, yeah, we are streaming on the Florida Folk Show Radio St. Pete Facebook page. Got
Where's
all
the
sorts of... It's facing you right there. Don't you worry about the camera. You're
I am
fine.
worried about the camera.
Why are you worried about the camera? But yeah, we've got all sorts of folks tuning in. We got Bonnie and Marty tuning in. Jay Kolb, Megan Ruth Finley, Goody and Gary are on the road this morning. Going to spend the day with grandkids. John Harpin over in Durham, UK. Mark Schofield, Valerie Wisecracker, Ellie Moore, Barkin
Okay.
Barney, and Scott Howard. Good morning, everybody.
Scott Howard.
Yeah, he's taking a break from mowing the graveyard lawn and
Yeah,
tuning in to
yeah.
the Florida Folk Show.
Awesome. It's good to take a
Rita
break.
Youngman is here. We thought she'd be here last week, but she was under the weather.
I sure was.
And Rita is a Seminole tribal member and a very excellent singer-songwriter. We've had her on the show here a couple times, and we're really happy. She lives over there in the Lake Placid area, correct?
Yes, sir.
And she came all the way over here this morning, and so we'd like to hear some songs. You have, what do you have for us, Rita?
Well,
Florida. You're the epitome of Florida folk music. All the stuff you do really is
awesome. Thank you.
great.
So,
I don't think you have a song that wouldn't be a Florida folk song. I think every single one of your ones are, at least that I've heard.
well, that's where I live.
Well, yeah, exactly. That's what Pete's always telling people. Where do you live?
Where do you live?
What's the air that you breathe?
That's what I started. And my best friend, well, one of my best friends was Guy Labrie when he was alive. And he introduced me to go to his sing circle. And then he's like, why do you keep singing all these other songs that other people write? Why don't you write your own songs? I'm like, well, I don't have anything to write about. And he goes, yeah, you do. So then he's the one that started me out on writing about, he goes, just look up the history.
I never knew that story.
Yeah. Oh, you didn't? I thought I told you that. But yeah, that's who got me started on this. And I would go to the singing circle and I'd have a song every week. And they're like, oh my gosh, these are good. And I'm like, okay, thanks. Because it was just a singing circle. And then
You had those songs inside of you fighting to get out, but you didn't know it.
Yeah.
Wow.
yeah. And now, with all the alligator Alcatraz thing, you put that little seed in my heart, right? So that turned out really good, right? And you were kind of like, Rita, can you write a song about this? And well, finally it came, and it's going to be called Betty Osceola. I've not finished it,
okay.
But yeah, because she's going to be like a Polly Parker to us.
She is relentless in
And I
standing
love
up for
that.
Yeah,
For people that don't know, she was
that's
a
why we're here.
representative of the Miccosukee tribe. She's an independent, and she's among the group of Seminole Indians that or Miccosukee that live out there
In the Everglades.
right on the Okeechobee outback out there, near that, very near that.
detention facility.
Yeah, what is it? Alligator Alcatraz.
Yes.
And was a big fighter, and also with Guy Labrie. I'm not Guy Labrie, but Clyde Butcher,
yeah.
that also has a home and a studio out there. And it's just pretty bad at night when the lights are on so severely on that 20 miles away. And nobody can sleep inside their house or chickee or anything else. The lights are just booming in there. Just a crazy, ridiculous situation, and just it's still kind of half-ass going on right now.
It's coming to a close, though.
Tim knows more about it than I do. The
Yeah, I can give a
specifics.
little update later.
Okay.
There's all sorts of interesting developments. But do you want to play a song for us?
Yeah, sure. If I can remember, this is called the Green Corn Dance, because that's what we were talking about. And what was your grandfather's name? Harlan Wichelo. Okay, so Wichelo is a name for down there. Okay, I have to keep that in mind. To go but she and Fush Huddy dance around the fire, make the flames go higher, and they stomp, 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 sing, 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 sing. Dance around the fire, make the flames go higher. Celebrate the dances. The girls all dress fancy. Seminole girls are beauties. Seminole boys are cuties. Woo! And they stomp, 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 sing, 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 sing. Dance around the fire, make the flames go higher. Sparks of fire light up the night. All chickies in plain sight. Leaders singing, voices loud, and dancers follow as a crowd. And they stomp, 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 sing, 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 sing. Dance around the fire, make those flames go higher. Shake those shakers, shake 'em. Love the sound they're making. Firefly is a favorite song. Buffalo is very long. They stomp, 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 sing, 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 sing. Dance around the fire, make the flames go higher. Chick Chubby covers wisdom. It faces the rising sun. Friendship is at the end, reminding all to come again. And they stomp, 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 sing, 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 sing. Dance around the fire, make the flames go higher. And they stomp, 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 sing, 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 sing. Dance around the fire, make the flames go higher.
Wow.
Awesome.
Yeah. Okay.
That was great, Rita.
All right. Wow.
All right, so I have to switch out your quarter-inch cable. That's not working. Either that or your guitar is not sending me signal. I don't know. But there's a yellow one hanging from that mic stand. Do you want to try that one? Because I was not getting signal there.
Oh, so all you heard was my voice?
No, I used my microphone to pick up
Perfect.
the. Yeah,
Okay.
don't worry. I
You're
know what I'm
good.
doing.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
All right, you want to see if I get a signal on that one? Yeah, there we go.
I certainly heard it in my ear.
Yeah, it
Yeah, I
was.
can hear
I was
it,
picking
too.
it up with my mic, but yeah, I wasn't actually getting a direct signal. But now I am.
He is the techie.
It's not his first
Man.
rodeo.
That's all I'm saying.
What is Chick Chubby?
Oh, Chickachoby for the green corn dance. That's a special house where just the men, that's where they sit. So that's where I'm not allowed to go.
Oh, okay.
So I have 4 boys, and at the beginning of that song, and I wrote that song because this was the year that they, in 2014, they got their name, Tukabachi, which that was that whole, I had to find out later, that's my second son's name. That's what they named him. And it is a whole nation of people. That's like calling somebody Seminole that was here in Tampa Bay.
Oh,
And they were the
Tugochi.
lawmakers, Tukabachi people. And Fushhutki is my first son's name, and that means white bird because that's the clan that we are. So they named him that, and so that was kind of to remember their names and to kind of commemorate and honor them. So
Oh, that's a beautiful tribute.
thank you.
So is that clan considered a little bird?
No, sir, that's the original.
They're white bird.
Yes,
Or-
sir.
Okay.
The Fushwalgi, that's what they call us. And I'm not sure how they got in the little birds. I don't, because some of them were adopted in because some of the mothers were black or Hispanic or white, and that's where all of that comes from. And
Jim Billy claims to be little bird.
yeah. So, or it was a different kind of bird, like a red bird, a blue bird. And when we all got dispersed, or when we all got, into the wars and stuff, I think we lost a lot of our clan stuff. So, everybody, when we kind of gathered back around, we had, a lot of birds, a lot of panthers, alligators now gone because that was in my lifetime. And so, and otter and, all the different ones that we
They went
have.
extinct,
So-
right? The alligators just about went extinct during
They
that
did.
time.
Yeah.
And they came back, though.
I think we still have some in Oklahoma. So that's the only way we would get it back, probably.
Well, you got some down there, alligator Alcatraz.
Oh, that's that's never mind.
Well, can you tell us a little bit about the green corn dance and what it is and?
It's an annual get together for us, and that's where a lot of problems are supposed to be solved at that time. Marriages are done at that time. Divorces are done at that time. Any kind of legal transactions we do at that time. We all come together the elders get to say what's going to happen because they're elders. They're the ones that have all of the knowledge and wisdom. And so, you kind of have to listen to them. And in the white society nowadays, white people don't do that. They don't pay attention to their elders and they don't listen to what they have to say. They kind of treat them bad. But in our society, we still, we honor them and we talk to them, and we have to go up there and talk to them. They can't come over sometimes and say, "Hey, how you doing?" So you go and you say, "Hey, I'm glad you're here." But if you're sick, stay away because that's why I didn't come last week. So.
There you go.
I don't want to get everybody sick.
Well, we appreciate that. We don't want to get sick. Yeah. Well, so you want to play another song for us? What were you thinking?
I don't know. I got the Wild Florida song going on, but
all right.
Or I can play Osceola's Death. Either one.
Well, we have time for you to do both. So.
Oh yeah.
Here's the latest song. How about that?
Let's
it's called
do
A
it.
Wild Florida. Since everybody's moving in and Everglades is trying to be taken over by, alligator Alcatraz, which is kind of like, when the Jews got put in the concentration camps. And I think that really, really gets under the skin of most natives that are here that were left. There's only like 3,500 of us left in the Seminole tribe. I don't know how many's in the Miccosukee tribe, but you have that, that concentration camp out there, and that's like a big rub for us because that's what they did to us, right? Out here in Tampa Bay and wherever other places they'd have, and then they'd sell us off and ship us to wherever, and so that's just how. That's our trauma. That's our drama. That's where we come from. So here we are.
But look at the disrespect. It all started out with a joke. Alligator Alcatraz. Okay.
Well, everyone thought it was a joke, but they weren't joking.
Yeah, like a joke, and
I don't think it was a joke.
And I don't think that it's hard to say that if we even know what the heck's going on there. Tim's done a lot of research on some of these organizations and companies and corporations that have signed contracts or pursued contracts with the government. I guess the state government.
Yeah, and it's gonna, as long as they want to win their legal argument, they're going to have to maintain just state funding. We cannot get reimbursed by the federal government. Otherwise, they lose their court cases and it all gets shut down. But yeah, exactly.
Wow, I am so proud of you because you're a younger man and you're like reading into this and you're very aware of the environment of Florida.
I've been hyper obsessed with it. I have Excel spreadsheets and
God.
just all sorts of nonsense.
That is hyper.
No, it's
What's your Indian name for Tim?
For Tim?
You have a good one?
Sasquatch. How about that?
Well, I thought it's swamp ape down here.
Yeah, there you go. Skunk ape. It's skunk ape. There you go. But I didn't want to say, that, but we can say that. We just call you Squatchy for short.
Squatchy.
Squatchy.
No, that's good. That's good.
All right, play a song.
The Kissimmee River winds its way around my heart, with all its creatures and the blackest black waters. The Savannah prairies are the loneliest thing to me. When the wind blows through them, it sings me a melody. Okeechobee water is as black as the muck. It spills itself through the heart of Florida. My spirit gets lost in the beauty of this land. I'm strong against all the changes and the plans. And I dream about a wild Florida. I dream, it's like I feel the heartbeats of every creek and stream. And I dream about about a wild Florida. Cypress cathedrals call me by my name. Cypress leaves hug the bottom of their trees. I breathe in their air and they breathe in mine. We all understand it's just a matter of time. Creator's not surprised, but it saddens his countenance. Being good stewards of his land, we're far from that. In our own free will, we want what we want. And no is not an option when money talks the talk. And I dream about a wild Florida. I dream, it's like I feel the heartbeat of every creek and stream. And I dream about a wild Florida. Today I saw the bear and panther lose their homes. They're digging in the trash of the new neighborhoods. Gotta get rid of these creatures, don't they understand? We paid for our homes, now it's our own land. Grandma and Papa now rest here in this sand. They left me here to fight all of them. Those city visions haunt my very soul. Will there be a Florida for my grandkids to call home? And I dream about a wild Florida. I dream, it's like I feel the heartbeats of every creek and stream. And I dream about a wild Florida. Oh, oh, a wild Florida. Whoa, Kentucky, the pointed land. It's home to all I am, a wild Florida. Whoa, a wild Florida.
Awesome.
Wow.
Just awesome.
Man.
That was great.
Well, that says it all. That says it all. I think a lot of people have that same dream, and then you wonder sometimes. There are a lot of people out there, I guess, that don't mind living in the new Florida without the animals, without
No, they want the
open
concrete.
open spaces.
1,000 people a day vote yes on concrete over
That's where we
nature.
need to build the wall right freaking there.
There you go.
So what do? You stay in your house and you watch videos of how it's like outside.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Or- You know, as Charlie Morris's song goes, you know, they name the places after the things they destroyed. You know, Osprey Landing, Panther Crossing, and you know.
Yeah, White Eagle Lane.
Yeah.
It's all gone. The White Eagle's gone, right?
Yeah, all these
Took their hair
housing
out.
developments are named for the animals that they are
Displacing.
obliterating to build them. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
one time I put forth a possible law, but no one would take it up, and that would be that if you're going to name your business or anything after a panther or any kind of animal, you have a certain fee that you have to pay.
I agree.
That goes to
Every-
Oh, like a licensing fee
Yeah,
to
a
use
licensing
I like
fee.
that. Honestly, that's clever.
Yeah, and we talked about it on the radio and everything else. It just never went anywhere. But
It's a great idea.
I do have a representative from the rural Florida defenders of rural Florida land, old Florida land, and a bunch of very wealthy landowners, cattlemen, people from up in the northern part of Florida, and you look at the middle of North Florida, north of like where Gainesville is, and north around there, all the way up to the Florida line, over towards where Jacksonville is, and over to the Panhandle. There's a lot of land up there. So it's like it reminds me of in the days when I used to go back and forth to the Seminole Reservation on State Road 64, US 64, and the State Road 70. And you'd go all the way across Florida to the other end, and you would not see anything like that. You see wilderness. You see sawgrass. You see all kinds of. You see fields of flowers that are being planted, and also habitats of all kinds of animals. Mm-hmm. And now you don't see that when you go across there. You by the time you go 2 hours, next thing you know, you're in Disney World. How did I get here? Well, the road turned that way, But it's a sad thing for people to go about their lives without even being concerned about other things like wild animals, climate.
If it's they're moving here and never getting to know that side of Florida, that's never a Florida that they knew, so they don't even know that they're losing it. I think that's part of the
Well,
problem.
the people who came in with Alligator Alcatraz have no idea that people even live here.
No,
Or that it is a
no one
thriving
lives out
community,
there, and
right.
Yeah.
They have no idea.
Yep. But, all right, you are listening to the Florida Folk Show on Radio St. Pete, Sunshine 96.7 FM, WLMX LP St. Petersburg, where local music lives. Support for the Florida Folk Show comes from the Will McLean Foundation. The foundation produces the annual Will McLean Music Festival featuring all Florida artists. They also produce monthly concerts and award annual college scholarships. The Will McLean Foundation also operates the Florida Sand Music Ranch.
All right. How is Paul Buster? Have you heard anything lately?
No. He. I'm looking on his Facebook page, right, and he speaks a lot of wisdom from there. But I really don't know how old he is because he doesn't look his age, right? So I'm thinking he's like 60.
No way,
he's
man.
Way
He is
older than that, and I keep on thinking that. But so he looks good, right?
Oh yeah, he must be in his 90s. There's no.
I know, right? So
I remember I did the liner notes for his first album years and years and years ago, and it told a story about how he lived out in the woods, and he had a certain place in the woods where he could go with some kind of homemade radio where he could get the Grand Ole Opry.
Oh.
If he stood a certain way and leaned over here just like this, and he'd be listening to it with his guitar, learning songs all the way back in the days of Hank Williams,
Yeah.
and
he loves Hank Williams.
Yep.
I think that's one of his favorite.
I wish I could get him on the show, but I'm sure he's not traveling very much. He's
not right now, but give him a chance to
Yeah.
heal up. He loves to travel and go do. So he'll probably come do a show with you.
yeah, that would be great.
Yeah.
Yes. Jim, why don't we put on a song?
I was just
Patty
thinking.
wants to.
Yeah, I've got an interlude here. It's called the Florida Lorax, and it's taken from a Dr. Seuss poem, but it's adapted to what we're talking about. I am the Florida Lorax. I've heard it before. The promise is shouted by progress's roar. 30 years past, they said, plenty remains. The rivers, the hammocks, the fields, and the plains, they paved and they built, they pointed with pride. It's what people want, and the people decide. But the pines grew thinner, the wetlands grew small, and I whispered, take care, or you'll lose it all. Now I still hear it, the same tired song. There's plenty of land, you've got me all wrong, but I've walked through the silence where whippoorwills cried. And I've seen how much plenty has already died. Empty homes sit waiting, their windows all bare, ghost plazas stand crumbling, grass growing there. Still bulldozers rumble, still acres are sold, trading green living stories for gray, lifeless cold. I speak for the gators, the manatees call for the scrub jays and orchids now teetering to fall, for the children who will wonder with sorrowful eyes where the wild Florida went and why no one tried. So plant where you can. Restore what was lost. The price of tomorrow is worth today's cost. Reuse what is standing. Revive what is here. For the future grows brighter when the vision is clear. I am the Florida Lorax. I beg you to see the wild isn't endless. It depends upon thee. Protect what is left. Guard the land, guard the shore. For once it is gone, it returns nevermore.
And stop running my Florida home into the ground.
Exactly.
We're going to sing a song about Florida. 1, 2, 3. Up your glades. We got a hankering for money, got more money than brains. Boys, backwash that dirty water in Okeechobbee's flooded plains. Here we go. Florida, Florida, I'm here to say we're more than just the tail end of US of A. And I'm telling you, big boys, stop messing around. Stop running my Florida home to the ground. Yeah. Vindicator Industries, Mulberry, FLA. We run your food through radiation. It keeps better that way. Forget about the cobalt or the nuclear waste. Here's a 4-month-old strawberry. Don't you love that? Fresh Florida taste. I'm not buying no way. Florida, Florida, I'm here to say we're more than just the tail end of US of A. And I'm telling you, big boys, stop messing around. Stop running my Florida home into the ground. Okay, saddle up, y'all. Here we go. Well, we're like brothers and we got us a beef with all them canoers down on Fishy Creek. Yeah, we all string us up some barbed wire. They'll run hog-tied home. Floridians remember when it's like since gone, 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 hot dog. Florida, Florida, I'm here to say we're more than just the tail end of US of A. And I'm telling you, big boys, stop messing around. Stop running my Florida home into the ground. Yeah! Wild through Miami. She's a developer's dream, except for all them pesky manatee. Well, we bankrupt that developer. He said he was robbed by environmental watchdogs on a 24-hour job. Yeah, we really took a bite out of that boy. Florida, Florida, I'm here to say we're more than just the tail end of US of A. And I'm telling you, big boys, stop messing around. Stop running my Florida home to the ground. Florida, Florida, I'm here to say, hey, fellow Floridians, y'all stop giving it away. And I'm telling you, big boys, stop messing around. Stop running my Florida home into the ground. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I need it. Yeah. Yeah, all right. Yeah.
came off the stage of Dade City, feeling good about the show. Up walked some man from the Phosphate Council whose name I did not know. He said, Bobby, we love your music, especially the Florida song. But phosphate feeds a lot of Florida folks, so you should not think we're wrong. If we want to kill off the Swanee River, strip the Osceola forest of its trees, I guess I should have knocked him down. Instead I said, you can listen to me. I understand your big mega buck money games are a politician's romance. You sold out Central Florida, the Peace and the Alibi rivers didn't stand a chance. I've seen your efforts of reclamation, where the forest once grew so green. Your pitiful lines of planted pines up and down Highway 17. You say that you're working with nature, phosphate's a wildlife's friend, and technology improves your percentage, so you dig it back up again. I want my son to see the beauty of a native Florida tree, to witness my ancestors when into Florida they first trod. I want him to fish in the waters clean, and what's left of the rivers and springs, still the way that they was made by the hand of God. I played the beach 1,000 times. One time I remember more than most. A few years ago I did a Florida cracker show at Passive Grill on the Gulf Coast. I sang my songs about the phosphate mines. They did not find them wrong. You should have heard those developers scream when I closed the show with the condo song. Yeah, they roll them up to their feet, say the least they got irate. How dare I sing about hurricanes to a crowd into real estate? 'Cause there's millions of dollars left to be made with the rape of the Florida coast. How dare I sing for a storm to bring an end to the rapid growth? I thought the Indian rocks of my childhood, when the public could still get on the beach, all the fishing and the swimming and the picnics before they put the water out of our reach. Then I thought back to my birthplace on the shores of old Tampa Bay, all the oyster bars and the mangrove keys before they got in Progress Way. I want my son to see the beauty of the mangrove keys, with the snook and the trout and the tarpon, used to thrill me as a kid. Where the porpoises still swim free, with what's left of the manatee. I want my son to see it all just like his daddy did. So they say I'm a radical cracker man, trying to save Florida. I think that I can, 'cause lately I found there's still a few around that care. So kill off the rivers and cut down the woods if you think that your money's that good when it comes time to drink your phosphate or breathe that radon air. All you developers gather round, buy up the beaches and throw up your condo towns. Till one of these days the good Lord's gonna have enough. He'll send the big wind up to call. I'm gonna stand right here and watch the sandcastles fall and spread your greedy bodies out in the Gulf. I want my son to have it all like I did when I was a kid. I want my son to have it all like his daddy did. Like his daddy did.
All right, that was Bobby Hicks, I Want My Son to See. Before that, we had Valerie Wisecracker, Stop Running My Florida Home into the Ground.
She's down in Everglades City, I understand.
She's tuning in on the Facebook page, right?
All right.
Or was earlier, at least.
Okay. Do you have some announcements?
I do. Jeff at Craftsman House has filled us in with his announcements. Ale and the Witch today at 7:30. Mac Burke's The Songwriters in the Round with Jerry X and Andy Bray.
Oh, yeah, that's today. That's right.
Yes,
Yeah.
and they're wonderful.
Yeah,
I was
Jerry
there
was-
last week, and they were terrific. Tomorrow, Josh Henton-Helms session with Sean Rounds, 5 to 7:30. Witchgrass Wednesday at 7, Friday at 7:30, Hot Tonic Duo. Today's annual Gecko Fest. I think this is a week old.
No, I was going to say that.
Let's
I
see
thought
what
that-
we got here.
Yeah.
Let's go over here.
All right, so
All
that is not
right.
what's going
Upcoming
on.
Craftsman House concerts. We're just going to skip ahead here.
There you go.
So that Jerry X thing was...
That was-
Jerry X was last week,
Yeah, yeah.
so that's not going on. But something is going on at Elle and the
Well,
Witch
for
today
people that didn't know
at
about it.
7:30, and whatever it is, it'll probably be terrific because they have the best in entertainment at Elle and the Witch at 7:30 on Saturday night. Okay, upcoming Craftsman House concerts. Thursday, October the 2nd, Acoustic Guitar Magazine's Artist of the Decade, David Greer. Saturday, October 18th, Songwriting Hall of Famer Dan Penn with Rock and Roll Hall of Famer Spooner Oldham. What would Spooner do? That's the shirt that was floating around the shoals about 25 years ago. And now it's what would Jimmy Buffett do? WWJB is floating around in Florida. Spooner's currently playing keyboards on tour with Neil Young. Friday, October 31st, Halloween. Craftsman House and the Jack Kerouac House of St. Pete present a special Halloween show with Stanley Plays the Dead at the Palladium Theater. You want to get tickets for that. That's going to sell out like crazy.
What date?
October 31st.
Okay.
That's at the Palladium Theater. Jazz great Stanley Jordan leads a band interpreting the music of the Grateful Dead in his special style.
All right.
No.
The Rays, they played Monday, Wednesday with the Cleveland
They're in
Guardians,
Chicago.
Thursday, Saturday. So I think that's also from last week. So check out the
Yeah.
Jack Kerouac House of St. Petersburg Facebook page for upcoming events and contact them if you want to arrange an overnight stay.
So I do have some updated information. Today, from 7:30 to 10 at the Ale and the Witch is an evening of jazz with James Suggs on trumpet, Patrick Bettison on keys, and Jeff Newman on bass, plus special guests. Tomorrow is the Sunday summer session with host Josh Nelms and special guests T.C. Carr and Lenny Austin. And, of course, Witchgrass Wednesdays every week on Wednesdays. And next Friday will be the Kirk Adams Band. From
Thank
7:30
you.
to 10.
Thank you, Tim. I appreciate that.
Now, you want to? You got a few other things to go over, and we'll bring Rita back up here in a little while.
All right.
Now, Rayford
Jeff
is coming
Wichello?
or not? Is Rayford,
He's allegedly, last
on
we
his
heard,
way?
he was north of Fort Myers. Who
He's
knows?
allegedly going to be.
He'll probably get here like 10
Fort-
minutes after we get off the air,
Oh.
you know.
We can have a private concert.
There you go.
All right, get that mic on there. Okay. Now you're going to proceed to be doing more writing about that part of the world. Is that?
Right. This first book is just kind of like a little bit of the story. There's a lot more to it, but this is my version. Of course, many people had their versions of all the things that went on, but basically through my family's perspective, which is I'm comfortable writing about that. But there's many stories that people have told me from all kinds of things that happened, but I can't, verify.
Those
certain
are
things.
hearsay.
Yeah,
right.
I'm
Yes.
only gonna write what I can
source.
verify.
Right.
There you go.
That's
And
good.
I verify many places before I get, everyone gets something wrong, sometimes.
Where can people get these books? Or your
It's
books?
on Amazon, but you can get it from my website too, which is jflupublishing.com.
JFLU.
J-flu.
All right.
Like
JF.
catch the J-flu.
I like
I
that.
don't know. J-flu.
There's not an A in there, though. It's
No,
JF.
JFLU. Yeah.
Okay.
It stands for Justice for Land Use.
Okay.
I like that.
Ooh,
And
that's
working
good.
working on an online game too, called by the same name.
Justice
All right.
for
But you
land
live in
use.
Jacksonville, correct?
Right now, I do. Yeah, I've lived a lot of different places, but currently in Jacksonville.
Yeah, how do you like it up in Jacksonville?
I like the beach. It's close. The waves are really good waves. The Gulf is where I grew up, so it's like for me that's like a big difference.
Oh yeah, no, it's night and day between the Atlantic and the Gulf. Yeah.
Do you surf?
No, I swim.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I mean I've swam in like everything, like canals, ponds, lakes, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Everglades. There was man-made canals that they created, but the bottoms were they tear your feet up. The coral, the limestone was so. So the pool was where I swam.
All right.
You know, I did get this book at Clyde Butcher's gift shop in Ochopee.
Yeah,
That's where I got it. I said, "Whoa, let me see this," because I was just happened to be writing about that subject at the time. I said, "Whoa, let me read into this." You know,
yeah.
and
They've
I
been
saw this picture here of the big plane at Oasis Airport. That picture of a big plane.
Oh yeah.
My dad took that picture.
That's like a major. What is it?
It's a constellation.
Constellation, yeah.
But the guy was going to put a lounge in there somehow. I'm not sure
oh,
how.
really? To make another
Yeah.
bar, huh?
Yeah, he was going to turn that into like an attraction. But it was there for years, but they said it was distraction for people driving, so they took it down.
All right.
Like,
Here comes a
a plane
plane.
crash.
Well, I hope you get a chance to go by Tom Bolo Books
Wait.
here in St. Pete. It's down on I think 2nd Avenue South, 21st Street in that area down there.
There's
I think it's on First. Isn't it First Ave South? Like
be.
between Central and First, I want to say. But yeah, not too far from here.
There's a film festival in Key West. They're going to have a film that was in the making for like 3 years. It's called Everglades Outlaws, and I'm in that talking about this subject.
Oh, okay, great.
So-
when will that come out?
Who made the film? What film is it?
I mean, I don't know the production company, but I have a friend who did it. You know, his name is Rob, but I don't know. Him and his friends have put that together.
And when's that festival down in Key West?
It's like November 13th through the 16th, I think.
All right.
Really?
Yeah. And
Do you know the name? What's the name of the festival?
all I know is called Key West Film
Key West
Festival.
Film.
Yeah, that's all I was told. Yeah. But that's that film is kind of it's about the drug trade plot line. I call it plot line, but it doesn't include really the politics or anything. I don't think. But it got accepted into the festival, so.
Now there was a Florida State Supreme Court justice who was, I think, a retired who was part of the bust, and he was one of the financiers of the Operation Everglades. Not I mean the what was being looked at by Operation Everglades, and they were looking for him for years, and finally his daughter called up to the FBI and said, "You can come get him now." He was at a funeral home in Jacksonville. So he made it. I can't think of his name off the top of my head, but if I did, it's a familiar name to everybody. He just decided he wanted to make some money, and big money was being made really quickly back then. People that didn't have anything were driving around in Mercedes Benzes, and
They were spending it in our
Big boats.
bar too.
Yeah.
A lot of it was spent in our bar.
yeah,
My aunt's like, well, the bar's floating the business. It's like the bar is basically taking in so much money. Bartenders were getting rich and going buying houses. They were taking $100 bills and lighting their cigars with it. I mean, and back then $100 would have been like $1,000. So,
Well, I don't know if Rayford's near or not. What does it say?
Oh, we've got a note.
Okay, the official lineup has been announced for the Key West Film Festival, November 13th through 17th.
Oh, okay, cool.
You were faster than me. I was looking.
13th Annual Key West Film Festival. Oh, that's awesome.
Well, we got about
40 minutes.
40 minutes left. We can bring Rita back and see if Rayford gets here in time. And then, did you have anything else that you wanted to? You want to put your website out again and how people can get in touch with you? There might be people listening that have something they wanted to add to that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm open to talk to anybody who's interested in the same cause as me, which is to tell the stories of people that of a time period that's gone, like the 70s and the early 80s is kind of like, it's totally weird, different era time. No phones, no technology, and people still survive somehow. But and then in the Everglades, it's even more difficult. Back then, it was. It's
Yeah.
actually less people there now than before. But the new book is called The Lion in the Swamp, that I'm working on, have been working on for a long time. But
What is your email address if somebody wanted to contact you?
just my name at Gmail. So Jeff Wichelo, WHICHELLO at Gmail.
Gmail, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, I have a series of books I'm working on. There's fiction. It's about a hunting camp, a family that runs a hunting camp that basically they slip out of the government's fingers every time they try to take their land. And every episode is like different things that they actually really used.
Based in Florida?
Yeah, it's based on a camp I know.
There you go.
Well, again, when I first was with the Panther group down there, there were houses out in the Big Cypress Swamp that had nice, beautiful ranch-style houses with St. Augustine grass and a nice driveway and everything out in the middle of the swamp. You couldn't drive there; you had to have a swamp buggy to get there, and always the doors were unlocked. And there's a note there that said, please do not steal anything, leave it the way you had it, that type of thing. Because, hey, somebody comes in there and the door's locked, they're going to break it down. They want to sleep that night, And those houses were all over the place. And eventually they had to go in there and get them all out. I mean, they're not supposed to be in the preserve.
Yeah, they knocked down a lot of houses. They had the fire department come in and they'd light a house on fire and have them trained to put it out, and then they do that until the house was, burned up, and they'd actually, believe it or not, they bulldozed it into the canal, the house.
Oh, jeez.
My dad said that. I don't know. I didn't see them, but he saw them. He said so.
I believe it.
So, but the houses that are there now, there's not too many left. But
There used to be a guy named Joe Lord out there.
Oh,
at
yeah.
the Monroe Station, right there where you turn to. Used to be there. It got burnt down by a lightning or something. Somebody fooling around there with
things
fireworks.
burn down a lot in Everglades. Like
Yeah.
I don't know what the deal is, and maybe because of the dry dry weather, but a lot of things burn down for some reason.
But old Joe Lord, he was an angry guy. He didn't like the government at all. In fact, when they got the new superintendent for the Big Cypress National Freshwater Preserve, the official name, his guy's name was Fred Fagrigan, and he knew that Fred was going to be taking his first trip over the Everglades in a plane, and they were going to give him a tour of it, And so he made sure he got all his buddies together. Then he went out in the woods. And what they did is they took a bush hog out there and spelled out the words to, I'm not going to say the word, but F-U Fred, big old gigantic letters right in the middle of the swamp. And I saw Fred about a couple years later, and I said, "What? Do you still have that picture?" And he opened up his wallet and said, "Yeah, here it is, right here." He kept the picture all these years. He was so pleased to see that that they didn't like him that much. They used him as the example of the Park Service, but that like I said, there are a lot of people lived out there, a lot of them, and the only ones left living out there really were the Indians.
So I kind of like to end a little bit on the I watch my nephews do YouTube, and it's like all of the information they get is given to them by somebody else, and they don't think for themselves. So it's like creativity. They don't have creativity. They don't have imagination and thought. It's like whenever I was out there was nothing to do, so I had to keep coming up with stuff to keep myself entertained, like watching ants or. Or
stepping on ants.
Yeah, or stepping on all kinds of things. But there's scorpions, but the point is it's like sad to me because it's like when you get them by themselves, they can't think of a thought. They have to have someone feed it to them. They're not creative and imaginative like kids used to be. So I mean that's a benefit of not having technology. And
so what's the point of? Why did you bring that up? Just
it's
because
tragic. It's a.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk. You're talking about a way of writing a book or something. Or?
No, it's just something I figured out that I'm like,
why
are? Because the kids grow up to be adults. There's just with no imagination, no compassion for or insight about animals or nature and all that, and they just maybe that's one reason why we have so much. Bulldozing of the trees and because when they tear up do a housing community, it really bothers me to see all these forests like all tore up and just laying down. I'm like, my God, it's like they took up the whole forest.
No, it's I really I don't see how anyone can spend any time out in wild Florida and then still want to destroy it. It's once you're out there and you experience it and feel it all around you and just that beauty and peacefulness, and I don't know, you just want to fight for it, protect it.
They should build housing developments around the forest rather than get rid of the forest and then build it on top. There should be a way to take out a few trees, but that's just something I was thinking about.
Well, they take out all the trees and then they build a house and put one little bitty tree.
That's not even a native. It's not a native tree.
In the front yard, right in the middle of the grass that is also not native.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of silly.
Jeff, thanks for coming down, man. We'll have to have you back when you get your other books done. Keep sending them to us, and we'll keep promoting them. I see books like this, but this one really struck me because I spent a lot of time down there, but I didn't know even 1/10 of what you've written about. And
so it's called What Happened to Ochopee, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it's only like 10% of the story. It's just kind of like it's an introduction book to the rest of it, which life has stopped me from finishing.
And it won an award, a President's Book Award.
It did. It's hard to win that, from what I heard.
Yeah. So, and then we'll get Rita up to, I guess, do a couple. And
I'll play.
Rayford is stuck in a traffic jam in Sarasota.
Oh no.
Oh, he's relatively close. He
Jeff,
might make it.
I understand you have other books. You've put out how many books?
Well, I only have created 200%. The rest of the books are kind of in limbo, kind of in the process. Maybe like 20 books I've got going.
I love that.
It's like you start on one, you get bored, you go to another one, and I keep coming up with new ideas, and I'm like, and I have that problem. I have to focus and. Like, this was like a miracle, right, this book.
So the miracle book is there. It's out there for you.
What Happened to Ochopee.
Yes.
Right, well, thank you, Jeff. And Radio St. Pete would like to thank the Will McLean Foundation for their support for the Florida Folk Show. The foundation produces the annual Will McLean Music Festival featuring all Florida artists, monthly concerts, and awards annual college scholarships. The Will McLean Foundation also operates the Florida Sand Music Ranch. All right, well, let's play a song and then get Rita back up here. Here's a Don Groom's classic.
I was born in Cherokee, North Carolina, through no fault of my own. If I'd have had any vote in the matter, Florida is where I'd have been born. but you can't call me a Florida cracker. Though I love this Florida sand. If great granddad had wanted me to be a cracker, he'd have stole me some Seminole. The flu, the day the love bugs ate my mama. I went to pick her up in Zephyr Hill, but she'd caught the train to a pop cut to working the turpentine still. I caught up with her in Micanopy. She said she was doing okay by pleasing the interstate trucker at a place called the Cafe Risque. But you can't call me a Florida cracker. Though I love this Florida sand. If great granddad had wanted me to be a cracker, he'd have stole me some Seminole. I worked my way through the tourists, squashed a palmetto bucket or two. I yelled, Mama, I ain't no Florida cracker, and I'm blaming it all on you. 'Cause you can't call me a Florida cracker. Though I love this Florida sand. If great granddad had wanted me to be a cracker, he'd have stole me some Seminole land.
All right, Don Grooms, I ain't no cracker.
You can't call me a Florida cracker.
Well,
And I want to mention too, please be observant about what's going on with the bears and the alligator Alcatraz. And Michael McGrath from Sierra Club was passing through the Thrive building just today, so he handed me a couple of bear masks, and then let us know that just watch what's going on. There's every week or two there's another bill that's out there, another idea, and this sort of thing. And they're still going to do this bear hunt. And if you go to the Sierra Club website, you can see some of the things the Sierra Club will do to people that apply for a bear license. If they get one, I think they're working on a way to reimburse the person for it and then not use it. Okay.
yeah, and I know Bear Warriors United had filed a lawsuit trying to prevent it, but they filed it in the Court of Administrative whatever, and then but the state argued that was the wrong jurisdiction. But I don't think they've refiled it yet. I'll have to double check. But yeah, so that's kind of the only little hope of trying to stop it, because they did not follow proper procedure, allegedly, according to Bear Warriors United. But yeah, as soon as we have some updates on that, we will definitely keep everyone posted. But yeah, I mean, I do think it's an interesting idea to try to get the permits and not use them. But the FWC has said if the number of bears that they have determined need to be killed this year aren't killed, then they'll just add more to next year's hunt, which... So, I don't know. We'll see how that plays out.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Anyway.
Well, Rita,
you said you have happy songs.
I do have a happy song, but I have a big, giant bear that roams my property.
Oh, that is awesome.
And I'm so scared for him. Like,
Yeah.
or her. I think it's a her. But she has 2 cubs every year.
Oh, wow.
So, in our area, they Archibald tracks them.
Oh.
And so they've tracked them going all the way down to the Everglades, all the way up to Georgia and Alabama, and they come back. So they roam quite a lot. So I sure hate to see that big old sow get killed. Oh my goodness! So.
Yeah, they've got wolves that they have replenished in Arizona and New Mexico that are now having babies, now having cubs, and they're forming packs, and they're quite successful, except that people are hunting them. So, yeah, it's an issue. It's a problem.
It's an issue. But bears were here, and they weren't introduced.
Exactly.
And so
but
were the
these had to be
panthers.
reintroduced.
Right.
You see.
Yes,
They're-
I
They
do.
had been.
They're a reestablishment of the
Former population,
The
yeah.
population, yeah.
Yeah, I
exactly.
think they should hunt coyotes, not the bears.
well, like they do the pythons. They're
That is just...
Yeah, they-
I don't know
They're not
how-
an
how-
endangered
Lions-
species, and neither are the coyotes. I don't know that I don't know if there's a rule against shooting the coyote or not.
You see a lot of pythons down there?
I mean, there's a lot down there right now.
Yeah.
You seen them?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, they have some that are in the wild, but they have kept some, but no, they're catching them all the time down there.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
okay.
I don't know if it's... Like, they breed so fast and so prolifically.
it's a massive
like,
population right now.
yeah. It's definitely an uphill battle.
Yeah.
Well, how about a song?
Okay. Little patchwork girl running through the cypress swamp too fast. You're supposed to be under the cheeky learning how to sew. Instead you're out spearing the garfish and hunting the halpata, and riding that Seminole pony none too slow. I love you, little patchwork girl, with your black hair in the sun, full of mischievousness and lots of love. You're free-spirited with your own sense of this world. That's why I love you, my little patchwork girl. Little patchwork girl with determination on your face. You can out-hunt and fish and outrun those boys in any old race. You should be learning how to cook and plant and be. But I know your heart, 'cause mine dances to the same beat. I love you, little patchwork girl, with your black hair in the sun, full of mischievousness and lots of love. You're free-spirited with your own sense of this world. That's why I love you, my little patchwork girl. Well, the Florida orange doesn't fall too far from the tree. With your strong legs and pretty face, you look just like me. Riding the wind and
loving every second. Your laughter is my heart's medicine. I love you, little patchwork girl, with your black hair in the sun. Full of mischievousness and lots of love. You're free-spirited with your own sense of this world. That's why I love you, my little patchwork girl. Oh, that's why I love you, my little patchwork girl.
Awesome.
I told you that was happy.
That was wonderful. It was happy.
I do love that one.
Have you signed up for the Florida Folk Festival yet?
You ask me that every year.
I'm
going to ask him to sign me up for it.
All right, yeah. I've got you.
Because, I'm
I
not.
think
I'll take
you
it.
have to do it by the end of
It's usually September or like early October or something like that.
Yeah.
I'll find out the
You
deadline.
can go to
now.
Florida Folk Festival on the Google it up, and it has the whole thing there, all the rules. and
We'll get you
everything.
the Florida Folk Fest, Will McLean Festival, all the festivals. I got
All
you.
the festivals.
Well, you really should be at all those festivals.
No, really, honestly, you should.
Especially Will McLean. It's not that far from you.
No, it's not. And
It's
I love it
straight.
up there. It's really pretty.
Yeah.
Get to see a lot of people that, it's like a family reunion when you go to these things.
Which the Florida Folk Festival used to be until the hot weather came in, and you just don't see as many people as you used to. It used to be a family. It really did.
Yes.
Every year they were there and everything. They used to have it in another month, like they would have it in May or some other time of the year when it was not as hot. But whoa.
Yeah, no, this last year was brutal.
So
Although a couple years ago, the weather was like absolutely
Yeah.
perfect. Every now and again, it happens.
So what month is it in?
It's
May?
the Florida Folk
Memorial.
Festival is Memorial Day weekend.
okay.
Yeah,
I
so
mean, they used to have it in November.
yeah,
Yeah.
but anyway, well, you got another one?
I
for
got a
us?
bunch of them. Which one do you want to hear?
I don't know. Anyone, Diane, you got a request?
Oh, Diane, you have a never mind. I know what she wants. She likes the Seminole Heart one. I
Oh,
hope I
yeah.
can sing it because.
He walks into my life like a big unbridled storm. His eyes flash with lightning. His steps thunder the floor. Oh, he captures my imagination. I'm so attracted to this infatuation. What's he got inside that Seminole heart? Whoa, whoa, whoa. He moves in nonchalance, and I can hardly breathe. His presence overwhelms me. I'm distracted beyond belief. Oh, he captures my imagination. I'm so attracted to this infatuation. What's he got inside that Seminole heart? Well, I've seen fire and rain, and I've been through the haunted Everglades, but I've never seen the likes of a man who shakes the earth right where he stands. Oh, he captures my imagination. I'm so attracted to this infatuation. What's he got inside that Seminole heart? as chocolate cushy, lean as a tall pine tree. Whoa! I can scarcely speak when he talks to me in Creek, Florida's old native tongue. What a beautiful, beautiful song. Oh, he captures my imagination. I'm so attracted to this infatuation. What's he got inside that Seminole heart? I wanna know. Oh, he captures my imagination. I'm so attracted to this infatuation. What's he got inside that Seminole heart? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah, all right.
Did you get that? That's her favorite song. That's Miss Diane's favorite song.
No, it's just got such great momentum and power to it. Oh, it's a fun one. Oh, man. So we got just under 15 minutes to go in the show. Do we know what we have going on next week, Pete? Or
No, I know that the Florida Song Contest the deadline is September 30th for the Will McLean Best New Florida Song to go into. Go to the Will McLean Foundation page, and they'll have all the rules about this. And I guess the next Will McLean Music Festival will be March 13th to 15th, 2026.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, I think they've got some stuff coming up in November, I want to say. They've got the Winter Festival. I'll look it up.
So, that. Oh, also, Grant Peoples has a few openings, I think, on his annual Little Corn Island, Nicaragua adventure. Get in touch with Grant. I'm not sure. You can get his email from grantpeoples.com. I don't see one on here, but...
All right. Well, so at the Florida Sand Music Ranch coming up October 3rd through 5th is the Soggy Bottom Bluegrass Festival. Let's see here, and then got all sorts of stuff. Yeah, Grant is having a mullet extravaganza Wednesday, November 5th at 4 p.m. up there to kick off the Florida Winter Music Festival, which goes from Thursday, November 6th to Sunday, November 9th. So that'll be fun. Grant cooking mullet for everyone. I think you have to RSVP so you knows how many mullet to catch. No, really though.
He doesn't have a time here on his flyer about when this Nicaragua adventure is, so we'll try to figure that out. It may be on his website, but it's not on the...
It is not Wednesday, November 5th, because he will be at the Florida Sand Music Ranch doing a mullet extravaganza.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Well, Rita, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking Your Seminole Woman. Not yours, but, that's the name of this next song. So I wrote this song for my grandparents because I stayed a lot with them when I was a youngster. I think I was like too much for my mom and dad. So they were like, yeah, go stay with your grandparents. But I enjoyed it. I loved it. And we went gopher hunting. And we ate a lot of gopher. And that's just what we did. I know it's endangered now, but so were we.
That wasn't the reason. That is not the reason they're endangered, though.
I know.
Yeah.
So
how many did you eat?
Well, we fed the tribe, ma'am. That's all I'm saying. As many as we could. They taste like beef, I'm just going to tell you. And so does manatee. Manatee tastes pretty good, too. So
I bet it does.
It does.
It looks tasty.
It is. Well, that's why they
honestly.
call it the sea cow. It tastes like, people down in Ochapi, I don't know if you've ever tasted it, but...
Now, is that seafood or...
It's like a mix.
It's surf and turf, all in one.
All in one. There you go. That's a good way to put it. So yeah, so this is a song that I wrote about my grandparents. This is what I saw them do, and they loved each other, they loved me, and we just enjoyed life every single day. And it was no, like, okay, we got up early in the morning. Early in the morning for them, okay, is 3 a.m.
Oh, jeez.
So we get up early in the morning, we get everything ready, and then we're leaving out of there at no later than 5, and then we're getting to where we're going. The sun's coming up, and then we have some food because Grandma always packed food, and then we go work, and then lunchtime we eat a little something. About when the sun gets here, we start going home, and then we get up and do it again the next day. That's just how it was.
Beautiful.
And yeah, it was just
What
how
was
it
your
was.
work?
Well, we would go hunt gophers, or we would go pick oranges, or
Pick
we'd go
oranges?
because they were older, so they were not very able.
Sustenance.
That's right.
Yeah,
and they
sustenance
believe that
living.
if you go work, then you can eat that day.
That's right.
That's what it says in the Bible, and that's how they lived. I mean, if you didn't eat, nobody wanted to feed you, because you were lazy. Now, if something was wrong with you, that's a totally different thing, right? So, but if you didn't get up and go work, so that's pretty much ingrained in me to get up and go work, and I tried to ingrain that in my kids, and they work. They do pretty good. They get up and go do something every day. Yes, so which is good because we're pretty spoiled now. So. Anyway, I wrote this song for my grandparents.
All right.
We've been working all day long. I come home and I sing my songs. And there's a pot under the cook chickpea. It's full of hot, soft ghee. And the chickie, it holds our fire. You, my love, are my one desire. Ask me and I'll take your hand. Ask me to be your Seminole woman. Making baskets to make some change. Cutting buds in the early spring. Catfishing in the creek. Just for you, my sweet, sweet, sweet. And the chickie, it holds our fire. You, my love, are my one desire. Ask me and I'll take your hand. Ask me to be your Seminole woman. Well, many men look, that is true. But there's only one for me, that's you. So don't be shy and take your stand. You'll be welcome to my clan. And the chickie, it holds our fire. You, my love, are my one desire. Ask me and I'll take your hand. Ask me to be your Seminole woman. Let's sit under the old oak tree. Just the God, the wind, you and me. And look into my eyes so blue. And tell me I love you. And the chickie, it holds a fire. And you, my love, are my one desire. Yes, you are. Ask me and I'll take your hand. Ask me to be your Seminole woman.
All right. You're listening to the Florida Folk Show on Radio St. Pete, Sunshine 96.7 FM, WLMX LP, St. Petersburg, where local music lives. Thank you, Rita and Jeff, for coming on down. Thanks to everyone who tuned in. We'll be back next week with some
Dylan.
people and music. And
Dylan will be here next week.
All right.
What's a folk show without Dylan?
There we go. And by request, we'll close it out with Valerie Wisecracker, Chokolosky, A Little Left of the Law.
Bill had a dog who could go to the store with some money wrapped around his collar, and he'd come home carrying beer. Bill liked living here, like living back in Chokolosky, for the whole town got busted and they wound up all plastered on the cover of Life magazine. Them federal boys play real mean. Now them rusty redneck prisoners due to be free again, with a few friends and family going back home to their land. There's mason jars full of money hidden in an old mangrove stand. 10,000 island. They got a fishing conservation program they're called Fillet and Release. Some about some sort of super duper religious grouper that makes a real good dish. Be glad you're not a Chokolosky fish, yeah, where they pray in church every Sunday for the fish to come in. And all the little kids know what you keep it in that freezer. Yeah, they know since they was little bitty towheads, all barefoot and skinny and sunburned, lobster red. Still, them brats was pretty well fed. Yeah, they were. Played at the Smallwood store, cracked stone crabs on the floor. East on Tamiami Trail photographer Clyde Butcher. And if a picture paints 1,000 words, man, he'll tell you no lies. It's paradise, paradise. Sweet Marie plays at the Oyster House Bar. It's another wild and crazy night. Marie's got a face that could launch 1,000 bar fights. Sweet Marie knows things will be alright. Bar fights, not bar flies. Bar fights, yeah. And Chief James is always landing his plane somewhere, mostly illegally. But folks around here don't give a damn. They respect sovereignty. Here, kitty, kitty. 1, 2, 2.5, 3. He's a living legacy. Now them burned out old Indians gonna rise up again. Chanting Miccosukee bingo, Seminole gambling. Remembering he who laughs last is the one who laughs best in the end. They're really smoking, they're really smoking. Everglades green runs north of Okeechobee, winds way out west of Lewiston, south to Immokalee, past Everglades City, southwest coast of Florida. We're holed up right tight tonight here, safe from the hurricane squall. We're holed up right tight tonight here, a little left of the law. And some say the government's trying to snatch up all this land in the name of the public, in the name of the plan, leaving me and my ecology buddies all holding the bag in a land grab, in a government land grab. You know, being Southern, I'm just naturally inbred and suspicious. I'm so inbred, I'm I'm actually related to myself. That's right. Bill had a dog, Chuckalusky by the sea, where the mangroves tippy-toe. Chuckalusky by the sea, by the beautiful sea, by the beautiful sea. Chuckalusky, a great little drinking village with a fishing problem. Yeah.